You have to go back to the 90s when I met both Harris and Ross, and they've played a massive part of my career. Just as I say, the rugby is so demanding. The injuries that players get on a day-to-day basis, not just a week-to-week basis. It's vital that you have the right people in your camp to help you get back to full fitness, and I just look at the work that they've done over the years, and it's great for me as a player, having exceeded the heights of both rugby league and rugby union, knowing that if I do get an injury, I know I've got a great place to go to get that support and back up in order to get back on the field, because professional sport is all about turnaround. You have one good win and all of a sudden, boom, you're back into the next game, you're back into training, and if you're physically right, it will help mentally as well. And as I say, the guys have done fantastically well for me over the years.
Is it for a case for someone like yourself, I suppose for most people, that it's not just a case of them being there when you've actually had the bump, but trying to prevent that bump happening by getting you in the right shape to start with? Is that how it works?
Definitely, and I learnt a lot from the guys over the years about that. It's not just about dealing with things after they've happened. It's about the prevention, and I've had lots of problems, lower back problems, Achilles problems, and the guys gave me programs to work on to make things easier for me, exercises to do which would ultimately make me feel a lot better, which then going into training, there's nothing worse than going into training, and especially as you get older, be carrying these bumps and problems, because if you don't address those problems, they'll just get worse. So by going to the guys and saying, look, I've got problems with my Achilles, how can I, what can I do? And because they've got the knowledge, of sport and sports injuries, it's meant that I've been able to deal with those, to make sure that they're not as big a problem going into games, because ultimately it can cost you a couple of games out on the sidelines if you don't prevent these injuries.
And have you used them since the heydays, I suppose, of the rugby league and union? Have you used them since then?
Yeah, something. It's been great for me, because, as I say, I started off in Wigan, very successful team. Harris and Ross were there. I went to rugby union. Harris and Ross were there. I've retired. I still play lots of charity games, and thankfully Harris and Ross are still there. They've probably got a harder job now trying to piece me together, being a bit older and a bit slower. But as I say, it's just great, and I would recommend them to anybody. Whether you're at the elite end of sport, or coming into a gym, or you've got a few problems, few niggling injuries. I always recommend Harris and Ross because of the work they've done for me over the years.